Tonight I'm making a delicious, tangy and spicy noodle stir fry. So the key to our dish tonight is using some Korean fermented chili paste, some gochujang, and it is really tasty and just makes everything delicious. So let's start right away by making our sauce. So it's in the name, we are starting with some of this Korean chili paste, and it's this beautiful red, just beautiful flavored chili paste. It's not too spicy. It's easy to buy. You can buy it from just a normal, or at least here in Australia, it's just in a normal supermarket. If not, I'm sure they'll have it at the Asian supermarket, but I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons to my bowl. You can add a little bit more or just add some extra chili if you like things really spicy. As I said, this really isn't too spicy, so 2 tablespoons is pretty good. From there, I've got some sesame oil. That's just gonna give us a bit of a nice kind of sesame flavor. This is very strong, so I would just add a little drizzle in. And from there, I'm gonna go for about 1/2 tablespoon of dark soy sauce. That's what gives a lot of rich color to your sauce. And I'm gonna go for some light soy sauce as well. This just adds a bit more saltiness and flavor without adding too much color. So a lot of recipes, and I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon for this, by the way. A lot of recipes call for dark and light soy sauce. Look, if you don't have either of those, normal soy sauce is completely fine. I would just add maximum probably 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Normal soy sauce can be quite salty. So that's why I'm doing light and dark for color and flavor. Don't want to add too much salt to this stage. Next, I have a little bit of mirin. If you don't have any mirin, you can just use some rice wine vinegar or some apple cider vinegar, maybe that's more common. It just adds a bit of more tanginess, and this mirin in particular it's a little bit sweeter and adds a nice sweet flavor. So I'm just gonna add about 1 tablespoon's worth into my bowl. Following on from that, I have some ground black pepper here. I'm just gonna add a bit of a shake in, probably about 1 teaspoon, just to create another bit of depth of flavor and give us a bit of a bite. Now I also have some brown sugar. Now brown sugar is gonna give us a bit more sweetness and balance out the rest of our flavors. Now I'm gonna go for about 1 tablespoon. I'm just gonna pour it straight in. Go. Maybe slightly more than 1 tablespoon, but about 1 tablespoon is good. So we've got some nice salty, tangy flavors going. I've also got some ginger here, and I've got 2 garlic cloves. Now you can use a microplane. I've just got a grater here. I'm gonna grate in about 1 teaspoon's worth of ginger. Now this is gonna give a beautiful kind of ginger and light and zingy flavor to our dish. It's about good. Now I've got 2 garlic cloves. I'm just gonna grate these in as well. That looks about good with our garlic. Now optionally here too, I have a little bit of MSG powder. I'm gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon in. You don't have to add this, but it just adds a bit of an extra zing and umami flavor. The gochujang and the soy sauce has plenty of umami already. You could add a little bit of miso paste if you wanted to, but it really is completely up to you. Now I wouldn't add any salt at this stage, considering we have added that soy sauce. You don't want it to become too salty, but I'm just gonna give this a good mix together. So here we go, we've got our nice rich kind of thick sauce, and we'll just put that to the side for now. We'll add that a bit later when we're just putting our dish together. So moving over to the wok, I'm just gonna add in some neutral oil. I'm using peanut oil today. You could use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you would like. And I'm just gonna toss in some finely chopped onion. I've just got some eschalots here, just a small eschalot. If you don't have any eschalots, you can just use a small red onion. That will do fine. And we just want to fry this off in this oil, just so it gets a little bit of color. We don't want it to get burnt or too browned, but just to get a little bit of flavor before we add our meat in. That is smelling and looking good. So I'm just gonna move all of this onion to the sides, and we'll add our meat in. So I am using pork mince today. You can use whatever kind of meat you would like. Chicken would go really nicely with this. Beef mince, anything. I'm just using some lean pork mince here, but I just want to kind of break it up a little bit and have it pressed against that hot pan. We're just looking for some color and for some of that fat to be released. And this is looking really good. We've got some color now. And again, I'm just going to continue to try and break and chop this up. It's also a good time to add just a little bit of salt, not too much because we've got our sauce coming in later, and also a little bit of pepper. I'm also going to add a few chili flakes because I do love a good kick. All right, that's looking good. So I'm going to take out my 95% cooked pork mince now, and you can do this with your chicken or beef mince, whatever you like, before I fry up my veggies. So I've added a little bit more oil to my wok. It was a little bit dry, and now I'm going to add in my veggies to start stir frying. So I've got a few different veggies today. I've got some zucchini and some capsicum. I'm just going to get some color and start to soften. I've also got some Chinese broccoli and some mushrooms, but I'll add those in slightly later as they won't take quite as long to cook. So my greens looking good. I'm going to finally finish by adding the greens of my Chinese broccoli and some white stems of some green onions. I'll give this a mix through, and then it is time to add back our meat. You can add back your chicken, beef mince, whatever you've used. And we'll just let this get together for a minute before we add in our sauce. Just want to make sure it's all mixed in well. Now, while our stir-fried veggies and meat are just marrying in that wok together, I can smell that delicious flavor of the ginger and the garlic and that sweet and tangy and spicy gochujang. We're gonna cook our noodles. So I always prefer fresh noodles, and my favorite are to buy these Japanese udon noodles. Now, these come frozen, so they're fresh and they only take 2 minutes to cook, just in some boiling water. So I'm gonna use they're gonna come about 5 of these slabs, and you literally just drop these into some boiling water for about 2 minutes, if that. And honestly, these are so much easier than rice. So our noodles are looking really good. They're all cooked, and I'm just gonna transfer them straight into our wok with our veggies and our meat. And here we go, we've got our delicious udon noodle gochujang stir fry. So I've just added a few green onions and some sesame seeds on top, and we're ready to go. And as you can see, this is just a delicious, really quick, really flavorful dish. So easy to whip up, highly recommend. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.